This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stockbox interview.
Fulcrum Metals have announced groundbreaking results from their Sylvanite gold tailings project, achieving up to 63% increase in gold recovery and a 94% reduction in leaching times using extract process solutions, non-toxic technology. And the company has also commenced the phase 2 studies at its Tech Hughes gold tailings project. Well, joining us today, of course, is the CEO of Fulcrum Metals, Ryan Mee. Ryan, thank you for your time. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Mark, and delighted to put this news out to shareholders just before Christmas.
Yes, indeed. Well, of course, we've been waiting for it for a while, haven't we, these phase 1 results here? So you're really seeing this is demonstrating exactly what you wanted it to see. I mean, not just only, and of course, the recovery rates there, but the time. I mean, you've gone from 48 hours of a sort of a standard leach time to just 3 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when we're looking at these tailings, we're looking for two things. One is how much gold can we get out? And secondly, how cost effectively can we do that? And so we're pushing from both sides here. The Sylvanite results here, along with the Tech Hughes early this year, we've shown this is a very, very powerful leaching technology. And I must stress, these are unoptimized, right? So the tailings are not treated in any way. This is as is, out of the ground. And these are our first batch tests. So these are, the parameters around the technology are due a good deal of refinement. And even with that, we've got these, quite remarkable recovery rates. Let's make no mistake about it. Cyanide leach testing was conducted at Sylvanite a decade or so ago. They could only get 30%. No matter which way they use the cyanide, they could only get 30%. So what we've shown here is a genuine breakthrough, in the extraction of gold from what is actually some really complex mineralogy.
So what does this mean then for the whole sort of concept really in the project? And of course, you've talked about it being, further optimization can be done. So first of all, what does it mean? But secondly, how does this play out?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously we've put news on that we're moving, or we've started the phase 2 conceptual study at Tech Hughes. That'll be the natural progression for Sylvanite. I think what we're going to do is to really focus and narrow down on Tech Hughes to advance that as quickly as possible. And obviously, as part of that, we'll get a lot of learnings from that, which we can put into the mix when we evaluate the Sylvanite tailings project too. In terms of the optimization, we will do that, kind of alongside, the phase 2 and then the following phase. So it's not a standalone process. And also, we Extract for our technology partners here. Extract are working on other projects, North America, the USA, etc. And what actually happens is it's a very collaborative effort. All the data from these projects, they actually feed into each other. So we're gaining a lot of information and data from other projects too. So, and that's like free data for us in exchange for the sharing of data, which is held by Extract rather than in the individual companies. So, we're breaking new ground. This is a genuine breakthrough moment for the leaching of gold out of what is tough refractory ores. And as you said, a little bit earlier, the magnitude really is encapsulated in the fact that we're not talking about 48 hours. This is achieved in as little as 3 hours.
Yeah.
So that means that when it comes up to scale up, that this is also a genuine scale-up technology because we can treat things faster, we can process things faster, we can look at higher volumes and lower cost.
Okay. So phase 2 then, which you're now entering, what are the key milestones that are going to be sort of hopefully achieved in that process?
Well, this is going to deliver us estimated operating costs as well as all the major equipment listing. Okay. And it'll allow us to look at the daily throughput. and it will allow us to come through with some conceptual numbers.
Okay.
I'm still pretty excited about that. We've seen the capability of what this technology is, and it's showing that this is not just powerful in recovery, but those leach times should fare very well when we start looking at the costs.
Okay, so it's almost it's not a scoping study or a PA, but it's going to give you similar kind of metrics that you'd get in those studies.
Yeah, exactly. We're probably somewhere around a 50% confidence level, which, given that, we only really started this process with Tech about 8 months ago, I think that's quite the timeline, I think, is actually pretty impressive.
Good. And of course, I think ongoing as well, you're continuing to define the resource as best you can there at Tech Hughes with the auger sampling, and you want to actually define a 43101 resource. Yeah,
and there's a number of reasons for that. Obviously, these tailings have been sat there for since early 1920s. People have had a look. We know there's gold there. People have had, some estimated calculations on that, but they're not in, today's modern compliant format. And we've taken the decision to do the necessary works to get to a 43101, which should feed into increasing investors' confidence. But also, we've had a lot of very interesting conversations over the last 3 or 4 weeks, which has given us a great deal of confidence that, we, on the back end, in terms of the capex to get this project up and running, we're really comfortable with the options out there for us.
Good. So in terms of what Q1, or maybe I should say H1, let's say, looks like next year, when we're thinking of getting the resource out, and when do you think you'll hear results from phase 2?
Sure. So, I didn't really want to confine myself to my deadline, but, we always try to do things quicker than we say. But, we're looking at phase 2 conceptual study, the work being completed leading into the 43101. We also put an update in terms of the exclusivity licensing in there. We're very comfortable saying this will be achieved in H1, but obviously I have my own internal timelines and hope to do that much quicker.
Sure. Okay. Good. But it's all planned and all sort of costed for, so you're really good to go in the new year for that first half.
It's all in a program, Mark. Yeah, absolutely. It's we've never been a company that kind of stands around and waits. I know that 2024 has been difficult for the market in general, but we're no different. And we've taken our time to make sure we take the right steps in terms of these tailings developments, and now we're ready to accelerate that process.
Good. Well, thank you very much for that little update today. Ryan Mee, the CEO, of course, of Fulcrum Metals, and let's catch up in the new year on how things are going.
Absolutely, Mark. Merry Christmas to yourself and the team at Stockbox, and see you in the new year.
And yourself, Ryan. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.